Greetings and welcome to the Record Results segment of the WinLABS tournament presentation. The Record Results phase is where bowling begins. Your first squad has checked in. Some of the bowlers have changed their entering average. Some bowlers did not show and had a substitute bowl in their place. It is best if you have transcribed all of the average changes and substitutions to the recap sheets. That way you do not have to have multiple documents to get those changes into WinLABS. The game and series scores were recorded on the recap sheets and you brought them to the tournament computer system. For the remaining phases of the WinLABS tournament presentation, we will be using screens from an actual tournament that was entered into WinLABS. Click on the Record Results tab to get started. Every tournament director will establish their own routine. One that has proven to work with many associations goes something like this. The tournament officials at the check-in table all use a colored pen to record changes on the recap sheet. The actual scores are entered with a standard pen. The recap sheets are then sorted into two stacks. One has red ink marks indicating changes need to be made. The others do not have any changes. The stack with the changes would be processed first so the changes are not missed. If you have not yet been to the Record Results tab, WinLABS will open to the first squad. Our display shows Team Squad 1. You select squads using the drop-down arrow to the right of the field. To the far right, there's a field called Sheet Number. Sheet numbers are printed on the recap sheets. They are then used to quickly find the team that you are working with. The recap sheets do not have to be arranged in any order. When you are doing the score entry, the cursor will automatically go back to the sheet number field after the last value is entered on the team. The first change that we will make involves a bowler's average. In our example, a bowler had been given a 220 average because they did not have an established average at the time the entry was received. When they checked in, they verified a 168 average. Click on the bowler name and then click on the Change Entering Average button. The bowler's entering average will automatically highlight. Type in the new average and press the Enter key. The average has been changed. WinLABS will also recalculate the team division and update the team average and handicap. The next change we will demonstrate is a substitute. WinLABS has a built-in program that will not only replace an absent bowler, it will also update the team average, division, and handicap at the same time. If you know that a substitute is also taking the absentee's place in other events not yet bowled, WinLABS will make the changes there for you as well. If a bowler is injured, you can also add a substitute in the middle of a series. If you ever need to substitute a bowler in the middle of a series, WinLABS requires that you enter the scores for all 3 games first, before you make the substitution. WinLABS will then divide up the score totals between the 2 individuals involved. In our example, the number 2 bowler on entry 15 could not bowl. We need to replace Diane in the team lineup. Click on the bowler name of the absentee and then click on the Substitute Bowler button. The first screen confirms the identity of the absent bowler. Click Next to continue. The next screen is requesting the substitute bowler. The list box will contain bowlers that are part of the roster, but they are not already part of the team. In other words, if the entry had 6 bowlers entered, the 6th bowler that is not part of the 5-person team would show here. In our example, we will be adding a bowler that is not already on the entry. Click on the Add Substitute to Roster button to continue. WinLABS automatically takes you to the Roster tab. Click on New to add the substitute to the entry. When you click New, WinLABS takes you to a blank search screen. To search for a bowler, enter a portion of the last name and press the Enter key. You can also enter the ID number if you have it. Once you have the substitute listed in the list of bowlers, highlight the individual and click on the Select button. Once the bowler is selected, you will see them added to the roster. Add and verify the average. Then click Close to return to the substitute routine. Back on the substitute screen, you may automatically see the bowler in the Substitute Bowler field. If there already was an individual listed, you may have to click on the arrow down to find the bowler you just added to the roster. The next 2 fields are important to the process. The first field is requesting the game where the substitute began bowling. The second field is requesting the frame where the substitution was made. In our example, the substitute showed up at check-in to replace the absentee. WinLABS defaults to Game 1, Frame 1. Click Next to continue. The next screen lists other events that the absentee was scheduled to bowl in. The other events will only show up if the absentee is not yet bowled in them. Since we are substituting a bowler in the team event, the doubles and singles events would have been listed here if the absentee was still scheduled to bowl in them. When the other events are listed, and the substitute has indicated that they will be taking them as well, you would place a check mark in the box provided. Upon completion, click Finish to continue. You can now see that the substitute has been added to the team. The team's average, division, and handicap have also been updated automatically. It is now time to enter scores. With the recap sheets neatly stacked in front of you, look for the sheet number printed on the form. Enter the number in the sheet number field and press the Enter key. The cursor has moved to Game 1 of the leadoff bowler. Enter the game score from the recap sheet and press the Enter key. WinLABS utilizes the Enter key on this form to assist those that are proficient with a 10-key pad. After you enter Game 3 and press Enter, WinLABS move the cursor to Bowler 2, Game 1. After entering Game 3 on Bowler 5, the Enter key will take you to the total with handicap. WinLABS will place the calculated total in the field for you. However, we strongly recommend that you enter the value that is on the recap sheet. If the value you entered does not match the calculation, WinLABS will alert you to the fact that the total is incorrect. If what was entered matches the computerized total, WinLABS will take you back up to the sheet number field. Repeat this process until all the recap sheets have been entered. The Disqualify button has not yet been covered. The feature is also available on the Determine Winners tab, which is the phase where it is most likely to be used. We will describe it in that segment. This concludes the Record Results phase of the WinLABS tournament presentation.